Hello from Seoul. Before I start cooking, please repeat after me. More green onion, more delicious. Trust me, this absolute truth will never let you down. Today, we're gonna be making green onion oil noodles / scallion oil noodles. But we're gonna be making two different versions, a 10-minute version and a 40-minute version. But don't worry about it, both of them will be fantastic. So you can just pick one and try it depending on your situation or preference. Alright, let's start with the 10-minute version. For this, you will need some green onions, noodles, and a little bit of cilantro. So simple, right? The cilantro is totally optional, but for our garnish, there's nothing better than this bad boy. So unless you're allergic to this, I mean physically, not mentally, I encourage you to use it. First, take 5 green onions and just thinly slice them. Normally, people cut them into long strips, but to reduce our cooking time, let's chop these nice and small because this way, they're gonna release their flavor into the oil a lot faster and it's gonna be more fragrant. Once you're done slicing, just roughly chop some cilantro. That's it. So simple, right? Next, let's get some water in a pot and bring it to a boil. To get everything done in 10 minutes, we've gotta start preparing some water for our noodles while cooking the green onions. Alright, get yourself a wok or pan, add 4 tablespoons of oil, green onions, and turn on the heat to medium-high heat. From now, we're gonna saute those and infuse our oil for about 3 to 4 minutes. But since the outside of the pan is hotter than the center, do not walk away and keep stirring it so that they're evenly cooked. While this is going, let's cook the noodles according to the package instructions. I'm using 200 grams of Taiwanese knife-cut noodles for 2 servings. But besides these noodles, you could also use almost any type of noodles. So try with your favorite noodle or what you have in your pantry. With noodles, egg noodles, or even spaghetti noodles, everything will be fantastic. Once the noodles are cooked, take them out and add them to the wok. And then season with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of sugar, and toast together over high heat for about 1 minute. Incredibly simple, right? A lot of recipes only call for soy sauce and dark soy sauce, but I like adding oyster sauce in here because it gives you a nice depth of flavor and whole bunch of umami. So if you haven't tried it yet, please give it a shot. It's gonna be way more flavorful. You're gonna be surprised. Alright, it's done. Let's put some noodles on a plate and garnish with some green onions and cilantro. That's it. It's unbelievably simple, right? Alright, let's go to our taste tester. Claire?
Wow, so fast. It's almost like cooking instant noodles. I was expecting something green, but it turns out very dark brown. It's almost like jjajangmyeon, the black bean noodles. 이거 또 한 입 가득 먹어줘야 맛있는데. 호로록. Cheers. 맛있다. 그린 어니언 누들이라고 불릴만 하네. 그냥 너무 향긋하니 맛있는데? 그리고 간장이 일단 기본적으로 들어갔을 것 같은데 거기서 분량이 샥 나는 것 같아. 너무 맛있다. 괜찮네. 어떤 누들을 해도 잘 어울리겠어. 스파게티 면으로 해도 심지어 괜찮을 것 같아. 내가 제일 좋아하는 누들로 만들면 그냥 내가 제일 좋아하는 그린 어니언 누들이 되겠구만. 괜찮다.
This time, let's make a 40-minute version. Actually, for this, we need to make a big batch of green onion oil first, and it takes some time, like 30 minutes. But once you have that amazing green onion oil, making scallion oil noodles will take less than 10 minutes. How about that? There's no reason not to try it, right? So please invest a little bit of time and enjoy gracefully whenever you need a quick and easy meal. For this, you will need a big bunch of green onions. Yeah, we're gonna use this much. Show me a love for green onions, like your favorite green onion guy. And we need some ginger and onion. Here, you could also use some garlic, dried chilies, star anise, and bay leaves, but it's totally a matter of preference, so I'm just gonna keep it simple and stick with the basics today. But don't worry about it, it's gonna be the best. Alright, let's prep our green onions first. Grab a big bunch of green onions, which is about 300 grams, and cut them into long strips. And if the white parts of the green onions are too thick, you can cut them in half or even quarters, so you get a lot more flavor out of them. Normally, restaurants use only green parts for their green onion oil, and that's because, just like we always do, they use a lot of white parts to make their dishes and a little bit of greens to garnish, so they're left with a lot of green parts. So with those remaining greens, they make a huge amount of green onion oil in advance and use that oil for their dishes. But that's their story, we have plenty of white parts, right? So let's just use the whole thing. Next, grab a big knob of ginger, about 20 grams, and just thinly slice it. Once that's done, cut half an onion into thin strips. Alright, everything is all set. Let's get cooking. Grab a large wok or pot, add 5 cups of oil, and heat it over medium heat. Here, make sure to use neutral oil, no olive oil. I said no olive oil, so if you end up with something weird that tastes like olive green onion, I'm not responsible. FYI, lard works great in this recipe, so you can try that too. Once the oil starts to get warm, which is about 50 degrees Celsius or 120 degrees Fahrenheit, add all the veggies and simmer it for about 30 minutes. Here, you don't want a rapid boil, you just want a very gentle boil. If you cook them over high heat, they will start to go brown and burn before they release all the flavors. So you just have a little bit of patience and cook it over medium or medium-low heat. And just like we did in the first dish, make sure to move them around because the outside of the wok is hotter than the center. For information, besides these scallion oil noodles, you could use this green onion oil for almost any stir-fry dish. And it can even be used for the last touch. So instead of regular oil, feel free to use this oil. Trust me, this bad boy will make everything taste 200 times better. Once they get nice and crispy and golden brown, turn the heat off and let the residual heat infuse more flavors. Now this is totally optional, but if you want to add some more flavor, it would be a good idea to add some minced garlic now. Like 5 tablespoons would be perfect. After about 5 to 10 minutes, strain out all the solids. Once it's cool, you can transfer it to an airtight container and there you have it, your homemade green onion oil. It smells wonderful. I'd love to use this as my cologne. Anyways, if you keep it in the fridge, it will last up to a month or maybe even longer. So cook whatever you want with this amazing oil. Even fried eggs will be upgraded. Alright, let's make the scallion oil noodles. First, fill your pot with some water and bring it to a boil. Again, I'm just gonna use the Taiwanese knife gun noodles and place the wok over medium-high heat and add 4 tablespoons of our gorgeous homemade green onion oil. When the noodles are cooked, you can transfer your noodles over to the wok. And then to that, add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of sugar, and stir fry for about 1 minute. That's it! Super simple, right? Alright, let's transfer it to a serving plate. Here, crispy fried green onions that we got from earlier can be used as a garnish, but it can be too oily or greasy, so I'm just gonna use some fresh green onions and cilantro for our garnish. And if you think you may need some protein here, feel free to add a crispy fried egg on top. That's gonna be awesome. Alright, it's done. Let's go to our taste tester.
Claire?
I heard that he puts more time and effort into this dish, but honestly, it looks and smells exactly the same. I'm not sure I can tell the difference. Let's give it a try. 미가 테스트하는 거 같구만. 내가 그 미묘한 차이를 알아낼 수 있을까? Cheers. 떨리는 거. 여태껏 했던 것 중에 제일 어렵다. 나한테는 솔직하게 똑같은 것 같아. 미안해. 30분의 노력이 어떻게 된 거야? 똑같잖아. 미안하지만 나한테는 아깝게 더 맛있는 것 같아. 아니면 아깝게 내가 배고픈 상태에 먹어서 훨씬 맛있게 느꼈었을 수도 있어. 조금 더 고급진 그런 느낌이 있는 것 같아. Just a little. 그렇다고 해서 30분 정도나 되는 시간의 차이? 혹은 20분 정도나 되는 시간의 차이라고 보기엔 좀 어렵다. 그렇네. 어쩌면 이게 더 좋은 소식일 수도 있어. Because simple is the best. 오히려 구독자들 입장에서는 자기가 시간이랑 돈 다 써가지고 첫 번째나 두 번째나 별 차이 없다는 걸 증명해줘서 더 좋을 수도 있어. Just say to him, thank you. Poor Aaron.
Today, I showed you how to make scallion oil noodles in 2 different ways. How was it? It's way easier than you think, right? The 10-minute recipe is super quick and easy and delicious. But the 40-minute recipe is definitely worth a try too, because once you make that green onion oil, so many dishes you make with will be upgraded. So it's your choice. Whichever you pick, it won't let you down. I guarantee it. Alright, this is it for today, and I'll see you next time.